Unfiltered podcast on a Tuesday. Game 5 in the books. The Warriors stay alive. Good news, bad news scenario, though. Good news, of course, they stay alive. They got to win the next 2 games to win the championship. The bad news, of course, Kevin Durant, who came back for Game 5, unfortunately, torn Achilles. It looks like it's what they're saying. And if that's true, of course, that he's out for the year. And I'm not talking about the year. That's the year of the final. I'm talking about the year in general. And a lot of the talk about should Durant have came back and played? Should he had was he forced back? I don't feel comfortable about talking about this really because I don't know what's true and what's not true. Like the reports are that he felt pressure to come back, that the players are frustrated that he was coming back for whatever reason, maybe because of setbacks, or maybe because of the fact that they didn't think he was pushing enough because, hey, Klay Thompson got hurt in Game 2 and he came back for Game 4 and it's been played well in both Game 4 and 5. But, it's just fast. The whole thing's going to get fascinating because, Durant's injury, this is going to impact a lot of things. Not just for the Warriors and Durant himself, but even the outlook of free agency. So here's the thing. Kevin Durant technically, can come back to Golden State next year. All he has to do is opt in. He's a player option. So technically, people, say he's a free agent, which he is. He could be a free agent if he opts out, but he still has a player option hang over their head. So, logically, you think Kevin Durant will probably opt in his contract for next year in Golden State and run it out and then enter free agency the year after. Reports are that Durant, however, will still opt out his contract and test free agency regardless of the injury. Reports are also that as many as 3 teams so far will have said that, anonymously, I said, will go after Durant and willing to pay the max for him, even with the injury, knowing that they'll likely not have it from next year. And so it's fascinating because if you believe Durant's going to New York, obviously what we've heard over the course of the last few months about the possibilities if he goes to New York and who joins him in New York. Like we've heard Kyrie Irving, we've heard Anthony Davis. Now, obviously, Durant, say he goes to New York, does this impact? It impacts, obviously, whether or not Davis wants to go. Will Davis want to go to New York with Durant out for next year and be okay with that? Who knows? I don't know. I mean, again, it impacts a lot of decision-making going forward. Kyrie Irving, of course, we've heard a lot about the Knicks, but now the Nets are getting a lot more. The Nets are actually the team now that's been the favorite to get the Kyrie Irving if the reports are true. And then, of course, you have the one that no one's talking about. The fact that if he opts in this year to Golden State, that impacts Klay Thompson's possible contract next year. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Kevin Durant's opt-in number is pretty high. And that would impact Klay Thompson and or Draymond Green as well, too, and what the Warriors do next year in terms of contracts and how it's written and all that. So there's a lot of moving parts with this injury. That's why this summer is even more fascinating because we've gone from Durant most likely leaving, and it's a matter of where, to now, does he stay? Because it makes sense to stay for one more year, to opt in, get the money, get the $30 million plus that he's going to earn if he opts in Golden State, his player option, or does he take a chance still and go to a team like the Knicks that I'm going to assume that of the 3 teams that anonymously said that would still sign him for a long-term deal despite the injury, I would say the Knicks are probably still on that list. I mean, I'm just guessing. But I don't know. It's going to be a fascinating summer. And I can't wait. I really can't wait. I mean, I feel bad for him, obviously, coming back. And by the way, he played well. He scored like 11 points in 12 minutes or some of that. Or 11 points in 12 minutes. He was great. He played well. The impact you saw was there. And the Warriors were ahead in that game. They controlled most of the game until, obviously late. Well, the Raptors came back and should have won the game in the fourth quarter. And then the Warriors made a desperate comeback late in the game. I'll tell you, Game 6 is going to be sick. Game 6 is going to be absolutely insane. I right now I'm leaning the Warriors winning Game 6. I think we're going to get a Game 7. And depending on how Game 6 plays out, I mean, a lot of pressure will be on Toronto now, especially if they lose on Thursday. So, I don't know. It's going to be a very fascinating next few days, and especially after the finals are over, the fascinating next few weeks. Because free agency, the thing about the NBA is this: the free agency starts up pretty much in 3 weeks. So we're not far off from getting our answers. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a fascinating free agency period.